remember, one of the things that South Africa has committed to the rest of the world is reduction of carbon emissions, and therefore, if the more we build a green infrastructure, we're contributing towards the reduction of carbon emissions, but also we're providing learners and the teachers as well as the communities in the surrounding areas with the possibility of them having schools that are off the grid. Of course, connected to the grid, there's a possibility of them making money out of the electricity that they can be selling from the renewable energy. So it's important also to explore young people who will be doing engineering, for them at an early age to be exposed of what the sun opportunities presented by the abundance of sun in the continent like ours.
My name is Edward Ickerman. I work for Mateo Construction Group. I'm the junior contracts manager on site.
Right, Edward, take us through.
This is where we will have the solar farm installation. The purpose of the solar farm is to run the school instead of using Eskom or city power electricity. So inside here you will have all your panels, which is connected to a kiosk, and from the kiosk each of the separate buildings will have supply on electricity. We will still have a connection from Eskom to feed the school in the early mornings when the sun is rising, and in late afternoons when the sun is setting. But the solar farm has capacity to run the whole school. On both sides of the sports field, as you'll see that we've got a channel installation, which is also situated on the far side of the field. The channel drains into a stormwater system which runs across the field and down to the other side. Down at the other side where the two pipes meet, we are putting in a water harvesting system. Basically what that is compiled of, it is tanks that is set inside the ground, underground tanks, with a pump system. The pump will, once there's sufficient water in the tanks, pump back up to the 4 JoJos that you see on this side. There will also be so that is water harvesting that we're doing. There will also be a domestic feed for if there's no rain, so there will always be water to irrigate the sports field. So in that manner we're trying to save on water expense. So also when you put on the irrigation system on the sports field, the water will drain into the ground, go into the channels, and in that method the water will circulate. So you've got that whole water harvesting system, continuous system, to save on water. These tanks that you can see on the far end are the tanks that I referred to earlier, that will be placed in the ground to facilitate with the capturing of the water in the water harvesting system that we're installing. The pond or dam that you can see in front of you is a attenuation pond or dam. All the inlets inside the blocks in the paved area, everything goes into the drainage system, goes into the pond at the bottom, and it's let out into the municipal system slowly, so that we ensure there's no flooding of the municipal system where we connect it.
So what kind of water are you talking about here that will be harvested into this system?
The harvest water will be rainwater specific, as well as when we are doing the irrigation of the grass and the trees. That water will go back into the system, come down back through the pipes, back into the tanks, and then be pumped up back into the Jojo tanks next to the sports field,
facilities,
and will be used for irrigation from that point.
So,
as you see the solar panel on the roof, we've got 7 geysers situated in the school. Each are run by a solar panel to provide hot water to the areas where they require hot water, for instance in the laboratories, in the multi-purpose, the showers in the sports facility block, down in the administration block. So by putting in the solar panels for each of the 7 geysers, you also reduce the amount of electricity that you require from Eskom. In that way, you're providing another saving on the electricity side.
and these solar panels that are for the geysers are separate from the solar farm that we see
They
here.
are not connected in any way.
So it's additional.
It is an additional panel, and it runs the geyser situated below it inside the roof void. Each of the geysers have its own solar panel.
Great.
And several of the trees have already been installed.
So this grass is being planted, all the open areas. There'll be no areas that are left with ground.
If it's not paved, it's grassed. No open ground areas.